9 gun law changes are coming in 2026, and at least 3 of them could turn your legal concealed carry into a felony overnight. If you carry every day and you haven't heard about these updates yet, you need to watch this entire video right now. Quick question before we continue. Are you subscribed? Yeah, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between staying a law-abiding gun owner and accidentally walking into a federal charge. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm not joking. The information in this video is the kind of stuff that most gun owners only find out about after it's too late. Let's get into it. So here's what's happening. The gun law landscape in America is shifting faster than at any point in the last decade. Courts are issuing new rulings, states are passing new bills, and federal agencies are rewriting rules that directly affect how you carry, where you carry, and even what kind of gun you're allowed to have on your body right now. And the scary part is that most of this is happening quietly. No big news headlines, no social media alerts. Just small legal changes that stack up until one day you're in the wrong place with the wrong gun and you don't even know you broke the law. Let's start with update number 1. Reciprocity restrictions are tightening in several key states. Reciprocity means that your home state's concealed carry permit is recognized in another state, kind of like how your driver's license works everywhere. But several states are now looking at laws that would limit or even eliminate that recognition for permits from states with what they call weaker training requirements. Here's a hypothetical example to explain this. Imagine you live in a state where you got your permit with an online course and no live fire requirement. You drive through a state that now requires all recognized permits to come from states with at least 8 hours of in-person training. Suddenly, your permit isn't valid there anymore. You're carrying illegally and you don't even know it. This is already being debated in legislative sessions, heading into 2026. If you travel with your firearm across state lines, you need to check this every single time before you go. Don't assume last year's rules still apply. Update number 2 is about digital carry permits. Some states are moving toward accepting digital concealed carry permits on your phone. That sounds great, right? But here's the part nobody's talking about. Not every state recognizes a digital permit as legally valid. And if you hand a police officer your phone showing a digital permit in a state that hasn't authorized that format yet, you could be treated as carrying without a permit. The rules around this are still being worked out going into 2026. And the gap between states that accept digital permits and states that don't is going to cause real problems for real people. Know your state's rules on this. Know the rules of every state you travel through. Update number 3 involves background check database updates. Here's what just happened. There have been ongoing efforts to expand what information gets reported to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, which most people call NICS. This is the database used to screen gun buyers, and in some states, it connects to permit holder records too. New categories of disqualifying information are being pushed into that system. Things like certain civil court orders, some mental health records, and even specific types of misdemeanor convictions that previously didn't make the list. If you had a clean record last year, that doesn't automatically mean you're still clean under 2026 rules. This is one of the biggest changes and one of the least talked about. Update number 4 is the one that really shocked me. Several states are actively working on laws that would require concealed carry permit holders to requalify more frequently. Right now, many states let you renew your permit every 4 or 5 years with just a quick background check and a fee. But new legislation heading into 2026 in some states would require you to physically requalify at a range, show competency with your firearm, and complete updated safety training. If you miss the deadline or fail to meet the new standard, your permit gets suspended, you're now carrying illegally even though you've had a permit for years. Check your state's renewal requirements right now. Don't wait until your permit is up for renewal to find out the rules changed. If you're finding this helpful, imagine what you'll learn in my next video where I break down the 5 words you should never say to a police officer when they ask if you're carrying. Subscribe right now so you don't miss it. Seriously, that video alone could save you from a very bad night. Update number 5 is about sensitive places. And this one stems directly from the Supreme Court's Bruen decision and the ongoing legal battles that followed it. The Bruen decision in 2022 changed how courts are supposed to analyze gun laws. Since then, states have been rewriting their lists of places where concealed carry is prohibited. Some states are making those lists longer, some are making them shorter. But the key thing for you to understand is that what counts as a sensitive place, meaning a place you absolutely cannot carry even with a valid permit, is being redefined in real time. Places like parking lots, near schools, certain government buildings, public transit systems, and entertainment venues are all being debated. In 2026, you may walk into a place you've carried into for years and find out it's now off limits. The consequences for that mistake can be severe. We're talking felony charges in some states. Now, quick legal note. This is educational information, not legal advice. Always consult an attorney for your specific situation. Laws vary by state and they change constantly. What I'm giving you here is a starting point, not a finish line. Talk to a qualified attorney in your state if you have specific questions about your situation. Update number 6 is about carry-in vehicles. This is where it gets really interesting. Several states are reconsidering the rules around how a firearm must be stored when you're carrying it in your car. Right now, the rules vary a lot from state to state. Some allow your gun to be loaded and on your hip while you drive. Others require it to be in a locked container if you don't have a carry permit. And some states are now looking at adding new requirements even for permit holders. Specifically, some proposals would require the firearm to be holstered in a specific way or secured to the body in a way that meets a new legal definition. Here's what most people get wrong. They think their car is an extension of their home when it comes to gun rights. That's not true in most states. Your car is one of the most legally complex places you can have a firearm. Stay current on this one. Update number 7 involves employer and property owner rights. This one is a tough pill to swallow. Several states are pushing legislation that would actually expand the rights of private employers and property owners to restrict concealed carry, even in states with strong gun laws. Right now, there's a lot of debate about whether a private business or an employer can prohibit you from keeping a gun in your car in their parking lot. In some states, that's already settled. In others, it's being legislated right now. Here's a hypothetical example to explain this. Imagine you work for a company that decides to update its policy in January 2026, saying no firearms on company property, including the parking lot. And your state now has a law that says the employer has the right to enforce that. If you ignore it, you're not just getting fired. You could face a trespassing charge while armed, which in some states becomes an aggravated charge automatically. Hey, here's something to think about. Right now, 73% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. Don't be part of that group. Join the tens of thousands of gun owners who trust this channel for updates that actually matter. Hit that subscribe button and become part of this community. You'll never be the last person to know when a new law drops. Update number 8 is one that's flying completely under the radar. And that's the movement toward insurance mandates for concealed carry permit holders. Yes, you heard that right. A handful of states are exploring or actively pushing legislation that would require you to carry liability insurance as a condition of your concealed carry permit. Think of it like car insurance, but for your gun. The idea is that if you use your firearm, even in a justified self-defense situation, the insurance kicks in to cover legal costs and potential civil liability. It sounds okay in theory, but here's the problem. If this becomes law and you let your insurance lapse or you can't afford it, your permit becomes invalid. You're now carrying without a valid permit. This is still in early stages in most places, but watch it closely heading into 2026. Update number 9 is the one that ties everything together, and that is the push for a federal concealed carry database. There are proposals at the federal level that would create a centralized database of all concealed carry permit holders across all states. Now here's what that means for you. Law enforcement from any state could potentially access your permit status instantly, but it also means your information is in a federal system. And depending on how access to that system gets defined, it could create new vulnerabilities for permit holders. Privacy advocates and gun rights groups are both pushing back on this hard. But if it moves forward in 2026, it will change the entire infrastructure of how concealed carry works in America. This information could literally be outdated or replaced by new developments by the time we hit January 2026. Subscribe right now because my next video is going to break down exactly what you need to do before these changes take effect, step by step. Don't let yourself fall behind on this. Here's the bottom line. 9 big changes are coming that could affect your concealed carry in 2026. Reciprocity restrictions, digital permit confusion, expanded background check disqualifiers, new requalification requirements, sensitive place redefinitions, vehicle carry rules, employer property rights, insurance mandates, and a potential federal database. None of these are things you can afford to ignore. And the good news is that now you know about them. Knowledge is the only thing standing between you and an accidental felony. Look, I spend hours every week digging through legislation, court decisions, and agency rules, so you don't have to. The least you can do is subscribe to support this channel, so I can keep bringing you this content. Hit subscribe, drop a comment below telling me which of these 9 updates surprised you the most, and share this video with every gun owner you know. They need to see this. One final note. Nothing in this video is legal advice. It is educational content only. Laws vary by state and change frequently. Please consult a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction before making any decisions about how you carry or what firearm laws apply to you. Stay safe, stay legal, and I'll see you in the next video.